Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today we got the Destiny 2 Final Shape gameplay trailer, and from the reactions I've seen online so far, it's going to be pretty insane. We also got a ton more information as well to go over that I will touch on after we react to the trailer, give my first impressions, and talk about what I think will happen with the Final Shape, because I'm pretty excited about this expansion. I do think Bungie is really understanding on how they have to deliver in the Final Shape, and whenever Bungie's backs have been against the wall, whenever Destiny has been in trouble, they've responded pretty well overall. You think of Curse of Osiris heading into Warmind, and then Forsaken, absolute banger. We saw with base Destiny 1 really struggled leading into the Taken King expansion, and so we've seen it time and time again, and it's unfortunate that Destiny has to hit some low points before it really rises up, but I do think the Final Shape is going to end up being one of those high points again with the game. So let's see what the trailer has for us first, and then I'll give my thoughts and all that kind of good stuff. Dark, ominous tone, good. Oh yeah. This is the vibes we need for this.
Darkness into the traveler to turn their threat into our annihilation.
That looks a little spooky, but pretty interesting for sure.
Something's changed in the Guardian. New power.
We're juiced. Wait a Strand and Solar. Solar and Stasis. Okay. Some sick wombo combos. Showed off a new AR, looks like. Oh, this is fire. I'm a big fan of these combinations so far. You're looking new shotgun, I believe. And also a new glaive. A little power up there. Yes.
Take this power, Guardian. Be brave in dark places, for we are the light of hope.
Yeah, there's the Strand glaive. Well, let's go. These enemies look wild too. Not the shadow clone into the Arc Super. Ooh. Cinematics are pretty fire too. Okay, I'm in. Cade, Zavala, Mara, Ikora, all great stuff. Pyramidic Vessel, let's go. A pyramid ship for us as well for pre-ordering. That's fire. I'm a big fan. Alright, let's go over everything that we saw there, and also some other information they shared. So, the new subclass is Prismatic. Guardians who harness Prismatic will be able to mix and match Arc, Solar, Void, Stasis, and Strand, combining them to unlock new potential and power customization. PvE mains are rejoicing. PvE players, probably not so much, but hopefully there are some offsets to balance this. And so that way you can't just run whatever. You want the strongest in slot for every single melee, grenade, all that kind of good stuff. And if they do balance it well, it could be pretty interesting, and it could provide for some unique combinations. What I like about this most is that it really feels like you'll be able to make your Guardian your own in a way we've never been able to do in Destiny before. So I really like this a lot. It could get wildly overpowered, but I think with the final expansion, I'm not too concerned about that, to be honest. You'll be able to break down the known limits of light and darkness by entering Transcendence, a state only possible when using the Prismatic subclass. By dealing both light and darkness damage, you will charge 2 meters that, when filled, enable temporary state of Transcendence that unlocks a new unique grenade ability and weapon damage bonus. That's going to be sick. I'm really ready for that. You see here they've got Stasis and Gunfire Gamble at the same time with volatile rounds. Just the combinations seem endless. It's going to be pretty insane. New aspects and fragments for Prismatic. Customize your build and enable combos you never thought possible. Players only need to unlock the aspects and fragments once to get them for every class. That's massive. I like that a lot. They show off some things with this Titan, Hunter, and then Warlock. I think this is going to be pretty sick. I'm really, really excited. How long are these?
As a Titan, you can just quickly start using your arc abilities to jolt all the enemies around you and then kind of finish them off with like the cool blades of Strand. And it's so satisfying to see how fast you move. It's a very like fun, destructive build that you can just like destroy everything around you, and it's super fun.
That sounds fire. Okay, let's see the Hunters now.
I love being a hunter and having gunpowder gamble and blowing them up. And then we're like, oh, wait, what if you could slow enemies? You could throw out, your shurikens, and then you blow them up as well. And it's like, okay, I didn't think I could ever do those two things at the same time.
That's actually pretty sick. I might have to play Hunter more.
Once.
Okay, that's really sick. All right, let's do the final one for the Warlock.
So I think we played this, I'm probably going to be running Warlock with the Lightning Surge build where you have Arcane Needle for 3 melee charges.
Okay.
And then you combine that with Lightning Surge. You can throw Bleak Watcher on top of that for just like a little extra crowd control, or you can throw Devour. And so you're, jumping in, Lightning Surging, that's killing a bunch of stuff. You're activating Devour. That gives you infinite sustain effectively to stay in the fight.
That's pretty sick. I'm in on that. Exotic class items. Guardians can push their prismatic builds even further with the new exotic class items come in the final shape. They work specifically with the prismatic subclass and will each roll 2 random exotic perks inspired by a selection of other exotics. The Hunters can have exotic cloak with Assassin's Cowl combined with Liar's Handshake. Warlocks can have exotic bond with Apotheos Veil and Starringer Scales. And Titans can have an exotic mark with Ophidian and Precious Scars. Oh. So these exotic class items are random rolls, so essentially you don't know what exotic perks will come on it, so that'll be something to farm in the final shape as well in order to find the perfect combinations for your builds. That's going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to this. The mark for the Titan looks fire, by the way. The cloak for the Hunter as well, and then the bond for the Warlock is fine, whatever. I don't like how the bonds don't get as good of effect, but now we're getting into the new enemies. So these are the Dread. We've already met the Subjugators and Tormentors, but we now have the Grim, which are those flying bats with the guns, which are pretty wild for a Destiny enemy. We also have the Husk melee bruisers, as well as the Attendant and Weavers are Stasis and Strand Wielders. Looks like the Husk can unleash a Geist after they die, which is pretty insane. And overall, I think those are really, really cool looking. So overall, we have a lot more to share about the final shape before you can play it. First bit of info comes tomorrow when we drop a Dev Insight article with more about Prismatic. That's going to be good. I'm definitely going to check that out. Yeah, this is more than I was hoping for, to be honest, personally. I think this is a very good step in the right direction. We already know we're getting new supers for the Void Titan, the Solar Warlock, and the Arc Hunter as well. So being able to mix and match even more of this is going to be awesome. So having a prismatic, exotic class item combining with these new subclasses that are going to be able to just mix and match feels like an insane wombo combo potential. And I'll be curious how strong it is. If it is as strong as advertised, it's going to be absolutely busted. And hopefully the enemies are very difficult to kind of compensate for that. I would love to see it, but we'll have to wait and see. I do think this is something that is very exciting. I think this is a lot of good news and certainly enough to pique my interest heading into the final shape. Like I mentioned earlier, Bungie does a great job whenever their backs are against a wall, and I'm glad. If this is what we're going to see with the final shape, I'm glad it got delayed just because I do feel like having this final expansion be overwhelming in terms of the amount of stuff we get is vital to allow not only we get everything we're getting into the light today, but also to know that this final expansion is going to really go out with a bang and give us all of these good things that we've been looking forward to and really extend into the future of Destiny as well. So in the live stream, I know it was mentioned that we're going to see information about Destiny 2 and beyond, it sounded like. So whether that's a Destiny 3, whether that's a change in the way we look at Destiny going forward, is going to be very interesting to see. We won't learn about any of that until after the final shape, but it does feel like we've got a lot of potential with this game still, and then also a lot of potential with the future of the franchise. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What are you most excited about? Is it the prismatic subclass? Is it the new enemy types? Or is it the exotic class items? Which of those three things are you most looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you about it. My name is Jopa. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content. I'm going to have a ton of Into the Light coverage here in the next couple days, so definitely stay tuned for all of that. My name is Jopa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.